Hello everyone. Today we are going to create a login page with the SQL database, and also we are going to use a Stisla theme, Stisla admin theme, and I will show you how exactly the themes have been loaded into your website, how the themes have been uh, executed into your website, how the designing is been made, how your master page is, and then normal pages, how have it been set. Okay, so let's get started. Go to file, new website. In here we will just rename it to new website. Okay, see, the new website has been created. Now we will go to the themes website. I will provide the link in the description. Okay, so I'm going to the themes website. See, it's a getstisla.com. Okay, so it's a free website, we can download it. Okay, it's a theme. Okay, so go to the download button and it will get to the GitHub. So here you have to clone and download, and then download the zip. Okay, I have already downloaded it. I'll show you. See, you will get a RAR like this, a zip file. So you just have to extract it. I have also extracted it here. Okay, so let's go into the folder, then drag this asset folder into your project. Okay, the asset folder has been added. So now first we have to create a login page design. Okay, so let's go to the design. Let's add a form. Just select a web form, give it a name login, add. Okay, so now when we go to the folder, here we also have some other folders like dev, pages, sources, etc. So just go to the pages, and here we are having the login form. We are having two login form. One is authenticate dash login and authenticate dash login 2. So they are just giving us the two designs. Okay, so I'll be using this one, like it is looking this way. Okay, the first one, it will look this way. Okay, so just open with and then Visual Studio 15. Okay, so here's all the full code design. Okay, so you just have to Control A, copy, go here and then remove your HTML and just paste here. Okay, so now I will remove from here some things which I don't need it at all. Okay, first of all, I just don't need this library. Okay, then remove this dot and dash. Okay, so because our folder is outside only, if the folder was inside any other folder, so we have to give that to target a folder, which folder we want. So just remove that and then come down and see, you also have here for the JS file. So you also remove here, remove this also. Okay, then save it. Alright, so now I'll show you how exactly it will look. Just on it. See, totally in as in this page. Okay, same to same. Perfectly same what we want. Okay, so now I don't want this space here. Okay, so I will remove this space. First we'll do all the designing of it, what we want, what we don't want, everything. So now we will remove this div from here. Okay, all right. Now here is a form tag. Okay, so we have to just remove its method here, and we have to give it a run at equals to server. Now why we have to give a run at equal to server? Because every ASP element like text box, drop downs and etc needs a form tag which consists of a run at server. Otherwise it will give you the error, and it will specify the error, what exact error it is. It will tell you, but I will do it from my side. Okay, now that's done. So here see, you will see that the space has been removed. See, okay, here the space has been removed. Now we will replace one by one things. Now I have to replace this email by the username, the text box also. See, first of all go here and type here the user name. Okay, then I will type here the ASP text box. We want here the ASP text box. So here the text box ID equals to txt username run at equals to server, close, and then we will copy this class and then put here, so it will look exactly like the input text. See, I will show you. Refresh it. See, exactly same, only we need this U capital, so I will just make this U capital. Alright, okay, done. So username text box has been done. Now we will do the same like for the password. Just copy this, paste here txt underscore password, then we will give this class here. Already the class has been given. Okay, so this type equals to password. Now why we give the type equals to password? Type equals to password, which actually I will show you with the example. Okay, see, when we give it as a type equals to password, the password which you are typing gets converted into the dots. It will show only the dots. Okay, it will not show the password. That's the work of the type equals to password. Alright, now we will replace the button. So here we will make a button ASP button ID equals to btn underscore login run at equals to server, close. Then we copy the class, then remove this button, then on click equals to create. So it will, this is a click event, it is a click event, so it will be created here. See, the login will be created here. Alright, now we have to remove this also. I don't want this here. I will give the registration page from inside the website, so I don't want that, so I removed it. And I wanted a label which will display here whether the password is correct or not. Okay, so I will add it after the button. ASP label ID equals to LBL underscore E Alright, see, here the label is also been created. Alright, Now we will go to the main coding part of the login. Alright, so now I have actually already created an login and I have copied it code. I will show you and I will properly explain you what exactly it means. Okay, just copy it and paste it. Okay, so I will get some errors. I have to solve it like just right click it, quick action, and then using the okay same. Alright, the errors have been solved. So now why I got this error? Because some namespaces may be missing here. These two namespaces were not there already in the code, so I added it by just right clicking. If you are using version 2012 of Visual Studio, so you will get an option of resolve, so you just have to click the resolve. I am having the 2015 community version, so I will use the quick action. Okay, so see now what exactly it means. The first code, SQL connection. This is the connection with your database, with your SQL database. Okay, so here is the SQL server name, this one. So you will get this name from here. Open your database, open the SQL server, then your database here, and then click here on the database engine query, and you will get this the server name. So copy this and then paste here. Alright, then the initial catalog is your database name, so just copy your database name. Now my database name is test, so I will copy the test name here. Okay, now user ID and password. Actually everyone creates a database with a user ID and user ID and password, because for the security, because so anyone cannot access your database and all, so you need them to type the username and password if they access it. Okay, so it's actually for the server, the SQL server. So when we logged in, so we have to provide the SQL ID and password. So I have given my SQL ID and password also here. Okay, that's my user ID and password. Okay, so now this is the SQL command. So what exact command we will use? Now this is the store procedure which I will create now. I will show you. Okay, I will now here we also can use the direct select query. We can also directly use, but the secure way is like using the store procedure. And here is the connection, this connection. So we provide the connection to the command. Now I will create this store procedure. Open the database. I have already created a database in my previous videos. You can watch it in my previous videos. Okay, now I have already created a database and a table also. I am using this table only for creating the login store procedure. Okay, so now we will create the store procedure. First of all, we create proc stp login. Here I'll provide the placeholder's name, username as varchar 100, password as varchar 100, then here as begin end, and here I will write select all from table user where. Now here I am giving the where clause. Now what the where clause exactly will do? It will check the username which I have provided with the database username. I have provided this username in the placeholder username @username, and then password equal to this password. Okay, this password. So it will check like in the database whether the user exists with the username which I have provided and the password I have provided. If it matches, then it will give the row, and if it doesn't matches, it will give us a blank row. So now we will create the execute it. Okay, so I'm having already the store procedure. I've already created that store procedure. Okay, so I will just alter it to show you. Okay, the command. Okay, so here's the login store procedure. See the login store procedure I've already created. Alright, so now here's the STP login store procedure. So the store procedure data will be given to the connection will be opened, then the store all these data will be given to the store procedure, then it will be executed and it will be giving us the data. So now what is this like? This is like for providing the command that what exactly we are using, normal query or we are using the store procedure. So I have provided it the command type equals to store procedure. Now these are the parameters, which is like, this is the text box value which we have provided. We are providing this value to the placeholder and then adding this value, same with the password, and then this value will be provided to the placeholder. It will provide it in the login query, it will provide it here, and then execute this process and then give us the output. So when the output will be given, we have to store that output somewhere. Okay, the output will come with us, so we have to store it somewhere. So I have created a SQL data adapter which will fetch that data from the command. Okay, then the data table. Okay, now what does the data table mean? There are two types, data table and data set. So the data table is only one table and data set is a combination of multiple tables. Okay, now when the data is been fetched in the data adapter, we will put that data in the data table. So here the data adapter is filling that all data into the data table. Now here the connection will open, then all the command will be executed here, and then the connection will be closed. Okay, now I will show this all process while the debugging also. I will debug it and I will show you how exactly the data has been passed and all. Now this is if clause. Why I have used this if clause? Because I have to see whether that user is exist or not. Now how exactly I will see? I will see that the row which the SQL is providing us is blank or not. So it will check that datatable.rows.count is 0 or bigger than 0. So if it is bigger than 0, so it will come here and add the username as a session. Now where I am using this session and why I am using this session? Session is like we can use this session in multiple page. We can now fetch this username in multiple page wherever we want. So I have created this session. I want to fetch that username into the master page for showing the username here. After this I want to show the username here. So I have used that session name. Alright, now here I have written respond.redirect to home. Means if the login is success, if the user is success, user ID and password is successful, then it will go redirect to the home form. And if it's error, if it's the username and the password is incorrect, so it will come here and shows that your username or password is incorrect. Okay, and here I have given the label color, red color. So I have written here the system.drawing.color.red. Okay, that's the full execution. Now I have put it here breakpoint here. Now I will show you how exactly it's working. Okay, see, now I am providing a normal name which actually doesn't exist in the database to see whether it is working. I will go here. Okay, now the data is been filled in the SQL data adapter. Now it will fill the data in the data table. See, I will go to data table and I will click on this magnifying glass icon. See, the data doesn't exist. okay, because the user is not the username and password doesn't exist with that such name, with that such row. Okay, so it's the blank. So now it will go to the, now the connection is open, executed the query, close the connection. Now the if clause will execute and it will come here because row count is 0. Okay, it's 0 because we the username and password which we provided was not matched with any of the data. So now it will come here and it will provide us that your data is incorrect. See, it is written your username and password is incorrect or password is incorrect. Okay, so I will provide it a right name. Okay, and here the password right one, and then login. Now see, again the data is been now filled here. Okay, so now we will see here. See, we got the data because the username and password which we provided was matched with that row. Okay, so the user exists. So now it will go to the correct one and then create the session and respond or redirect to the home page. Now, why this error? Because we don't have the home page currently. We are working currently with the login page, so we are not having the home page. So now we will create the master page and then we will provide the home page. Okay, so then the error will be gone. Now I will create the master page. I will stop this first. We are going to create like this same master page. This will be in a master page, this sidebar and this header, and this data, full data, the form and all etc. will be in a content page. Alright, add master page. Okay, see, the master page has been added. Alright, so now just open a notepad and copy this data here. Okay, now I am using this one thing. I want this thing to be my main thing. This will be common because it will be in the master page and this all will be the content page. So I am using here I am using the index.0.html. Okay, so I will right click it, open with Visual Studio 15. Now I will copy the whole link, whole data, and I will paste it here. Do not remove this first line. Okay, just paste it here. Alright, now we have to again move the form tag here because I told you in the previous session also and sometime before also that we need the form tag with the Runat server in order to provide a ASP element. Otherwise the ASP element will be giving the error. So here Runat server, then close. Just cut this. Then close this, then paste it. Alright, okay. Then now we have to provide the username, this one here. We have to provide here a label which will give us the output. So we will find here where is the label. See, here's a label we have to put here because they have provided the static name. We have to provide a label ASP label id equals to LPL underscore username run that equals to server close. Alright, so now we will go to the master page CS file. Okay, and I have already copied my code here. Okay. Okay, now what I have done here, when I have created this session, so I will just check in this session that whether the session is blank or it is perfect. If it's blank, then it will give you an error because while submitting the name in the text label. So I have checked here whether the session is blank or not. Alright, now I am creating a logout button also here. See, when we will click here, so we'll get a, so this logout also button I am creating. So now here's the logout. So now I will just provide a link button, ASP link button. Then I will cut this and paste here, and then this class also paste here. Alright, then I will cut this href. Okay, and it's done. Now we will create the on click event of it. See, here it is created. Now we'll copy this session and this response.redirect. Now what is it does actually? This session.clear means it clears all the user session which has been logged in and then responds us to the login page. Only the work is done. Okay. Now I don't need this data, this down data. I just need only these 4 boxes. Okay. So I will remove that all data. For removing that, I need this row to be closed here. Okay, I will show you. See, first I close this row, then second, then third, then fourth, then fifth. Alright, so I will just remove these all rows. Only I will keep the first row because that 4 boxes contained in that first row. Alright, so then after that I will just cut these all things and I will just paste it in the home page. Okay, I have created an home page, so I will paste this all detail in that home page. Okay, then just design it, and this error also will be solved. The error is because of, I will show you. Now I told you to copy the page content here. Okay, so now we need it, the control placeholder, content placeholder in this section, and then the another content placeholder, a header in the header section. Okay, done. Now see, here is the design and here is the master page. Okay, so now we will log in. So now we'll provide it a perfect name. Alright, see, success. Now here the 4 boxes has been added here, then the login name Vikas has been here. Alright, and this is the page. a home page. So on the home page I have only provided these 4 boxes. Okay, now we will do an logout. So just click here and just click on logout. Alright, logout also is success. Alright, okay. So thank you for watching this video, and the second part of it will be coming as earlier as it is possible. Okay, in this second video we will be adding a registration page inside this main theme. Okay, this is the dashboard, so I will be creating a registration page also here, and I will be adding the registration page in the next video. Okay guys, thank you so much.